tell me to change my message. Is that even possible? But it is possible. That's what God can do. So if you want a topic for the preaching, it is identify your scars. Identify your scars. You know, Jesus is all powerful, almighty, all able. So why did he keep his scars? If you can remember when he was crucified and he rose again, I remember, like we all remember that he came back with his scars. He could have easily come back with a new flesh body with no scars, all perfect, but he came back with scars. Why is that? Now let us examine ourselves. Who here can clearly tell me or can boldly tell me they have no scars? And when I say scars, it can be emotional scars, physical scars. Look at yourself, examine yourself. Who here can proudly say, I have no scars. I am perfect, I have no scars. So I'm guessing we all have scars. This is a question. Who here can tell me they never, nothing?
No.
Because I believe that your scars tells a story. Your scars will identify who you are. Because without any scars, then you're saying that God hasn't blessed you, or God hasn't been around you, or God hasn't protected you since you were born. I have many, many scars, and every time I think about it, it brings a story, because I think it's who I am. There's a young girl that I was very close to. She has every time I see her, I believe that there is God, because what she's been through, if she tells you her story, you'll be like, wow, there must be a God, because the community were like, oh, that's the girl who did that, that's the girl who did this, that's the girl who did that. But if you see her today, you'll be like, how? Like, how is that possible? How can this be the same girl? Your scars will identify who you are. It will draw people close to God. Your scars will tell you need your scars to be able to tell a testimony. Let us quickly open our Bible before we open our Bible, who can remember what the theme for the year is?
Launching into the deep.
Can you open to the verse for me, please?
Luke, I believe. Is that Luke 5 or Luke 4?
You tell me, come on.
Luke chapter 5 verses 4.
Luke chapter 5 verses 4.
When he had finished speaking, he said to Simon, put out into deep water and let down the net for a catch.
Amen.
Amen.
Can you repeat the first one again?
Luke chapter 5 verses 4. When he had finished speaking, he said to Simon, put air into deep water and let down the net for a catch.
So we're meant to reach out to other people. Your scars will help you reach out to people that I can't reach out to. We all have different scars. My scar will reach out to different people. Your scars will reach out to different people. But if we don't identify that and reach out, then what is the purpose of us? We're meant to work together to build God's kingdom. But if we're keeping our scars to ourselves, if we're ashamed, and it's okay to be ashamed because no one wants to boldly say, oh, I have a scar of abuse. But that scar, you'll be able to use that scar to reach out to your brother and say, hey, I was abused, but through God, look at where I am now. But if you have no scars and you're telling a story, people will be like, oh, what are you talking about? You haven't lived life. And you're like, no, I have. This is my scars. And God has brought me through it. So I'm telling you, God can do the same for you. Amen?
Amen.
God kept his scars because he wanted to be identified. He was nailed. He had all the scars when he came back because he knew that there would be doubting people. Doubting Thomas. Sometimes I doubt people till they show me proof. I'm like, okay, you keep talking. What's the proof? Because that's how we are. We're created that way. So let us go to our Bible verse for today. It will be John 20, 25 to 28.
John 20.
Yes, please. Because your scars today will tell a story. It will identify who you are, what you have learned, how God sees you, and how you see God love.
John 20, 25 to 28.
Yes.
So the other disciples told him, "We have seen the Lord."
Yes.
But he said to them, "Unless I see the nail marks in his hands, and put my finger where the nails were, and put my hand into his side, I will not believe."
Hold this
26.
place. So the other disciples have seen and they have believed it. Thomas was like, no. What do you mean? This is the person, I saw this person died on the cross. We've buried this person. What do you mean he's back? No, unless I see the scars. And sometimes we're doubting Thomas. I have doubted things before, and that's okay. Because the journey, like everyone's path is different, but at the end of the day, we're all aiming for the same God. Yeah.
26. A week later, his disciples were in the house again, and Thomas was with them. Though the doors were locked, Jesus came and stood among them and said, "Peace be with you." Then he said to Thomas, "Put your finger here, see my hands. Reach out your hand and put it into my side. Stop doubting and believe." Thomas said to him, "My Lord and my God." Amen.
Amen. Jesus is all powerful, almighty. Sometimes I think about it, why did he come back with the scars? He could have easily come back on a new flesh body. He could. He heals he heals the blind. That means he can do all above and beyond. But he knew that there would be a Thomas, doubting Thomas. He knew that, no, I have to come back with my scars. I need to prove a point that, yes, I am the same person. So our scars tells a story. We need to identify it. Once you identify your scars, you see the beauty of it. Because God has given you this story for a reason. No one goes through trials for nothing. We need those scars. It's about time we embrace those scars. I have a friend who has this big tattoo. It is so big, sometimes I see him like, "Oh, why did you do that? You threw in your body." Now he's like a junior pastor at Hillsong. And he keeps telling me that because of this tattoo, which is my scars, I've been able to reach people that you would have never been able to reach, which is true. Because we're so judgmental. Sometimes I don't even understand. We're so judgmental. We think Christianity, like, if you have to be a Christian, you have to be a certain look, you need to have clean hair. I mean, it's great, but God came for all of us. The broken, the sick, the homeless, we're all together. If I think I'm clean, I can't mingle with the tattoos or the piercing. Who's going to do that? Who's going to reach out? We're supposed to reach out. There's no point of us hanging with the same people. Who's going to go and tell the story to the bikies? Who's going to tell the story to the gays, all of them? It all happens for a reason. If God came back with his scars, which baffles me because I'm like, this guy, he heals, he can do above and beyond. I can't even explain. If he can do all that, he could have come back clean, fresh body, no scars. But he knew there will be a doubting Thomas. I have put in doubting Thomas into this world. So I need to come back with my scars to prove a story, to identify that this is me. This is not a new body, this is me. So today I want us to all identify our scars. It might be sad. I am sorry you went through abuse. I am sorry your mom wasn't there, your dad wasn't there. Whatever your story is, use that story because you have power. Power that I don't have because my story is different, like I said. If Jesus is all powerful and he came back with his scars, why are you hiding your scar? Because once you identify it, you will identify who you are. you will identify your purpose on this earth. Thomas said, unless I see. This is a disciple talking. You would think he knows better. Well, to me, like, you're meant to know better. But he's like, no, unless I see your scars, I touch them. Because once you touch them, you feel a story. Amen?
Amen.
Amen?
Amen.
Amen?
Amen.
God gave you those scars for a reason. Nothing happens in our life for no reason. It is a reason that sometimes it doesn't make sense to you now, but it will make sense to you later. He will use your scars to witness to other people. Like I said before, people I reach, you can do anything you want, you will never be able to reach, because we are meant to go out in different ways, different paths, reach out to different people. This world is so big that sometimes it's sad that we've boxed Christianity into like a certain place, that we think Christianity has to be a certain way. It's good that we have that kind of, thought for Christianity, but we have to box out, because the world is so big. If I'm so self-centered and I'm just in my corner, and if you're so self-centered and you're just in your corner, who's going to reach out to the other people? Like I always say, it is good to have a Christian, like someone who's a Christian within every department of the world. Like imagine if we have a strong believer who's like part of the government. Like things would be different, because when they're thinking, their mindset of thinking is different from the world's mindset of thinking. They'll be able to touch people. This girl at my work, she goes to Hillsong, and she's amazing, because every time we start working, we have to write like what the goal for the week is, what the aim for the week is. And not all of us are Christian, but the way she will set up the page, like use your God-gifted power to serve people. And you read it and you're like, hey, you brought Christianity to work. And it's amazing, because once I read it and I walk out, everyone I see, in my mind, I'm like, God loves you. You don't see, you don't know, but God loves you. And at work, they're like, oh, that's a Christian girl, because I've showed them my scars, I've identified who I am. Because if I don't show them who I am, how will I be able to reach the other people? Galatians 6:17 says, let no man trouble me, because I bear the scars. Can you please open that for me?
Galatians
6:17.
From now on, let no one cause me trouble, for I bear on my body the marks of Jesus.
Oh, that's my favorite verse. I walk around saying, I bear the marks. I don't care. Point fingers at me. Oh, that's the girl who did this. This is the girl. I bear the marks, and I'm proud of it. It's about time we show that. We bear that marks. Whatever your story is, once you identify it, proudly show it. There is time for everything. Sometimes your marks or your scars, you haven't been able to tell a story to it. You haven't been able to testify, because there's time for everything. There's some scars that you're slowly getting used to it. With time, you'll be able to confidently show it out. But that's okay. But I bear the marks, and I am proud of it. I can show it boldly, because that's who I am. I don't care if it doesn't please you, because I'm not pleasing you. The work that I'm doing, it's not for you. If we look up to God, we wouldn't care what anyone says, because sometime 2-3 weeks ago, we did a homeless run. And before we went, I was like, I was telling people at work, and they're like, oh, because it was at night time, like, oh, what if someone snatch your bag? I was like, oh yes, what if someone snatch my bag? And I was telling Rachel that, like, I'm scared, because these are people we don't know. And you're going to the city, going to a homeless place and say, hey, how are you? Do you want food? In your heart, you think, but you're doing the right thing, but you're still scared, because we've somehow boxed ourselves that we're better than them. And we all say it. Like this, it's so sad, because I'm better than them. I'm just going to give them that and run away. But when we actually spoke to some of them, their story is like, wow, I could be homeless. Like, it's so easy to lose certain things that you have nowhere to stay. But we don't value that because we don't see how lucky we are, and how lucky we have it. Because these people, they'll tell you a story and you're like, then how did you become homeless? Like, you're not. Because I could go to work, God forbid, I could lose my job. I'm not going to be able to pay my rent. Technically, I'm homeless. And that's how it starts. But if we've boxed ourselves out of them and we don't connect with them and talk to them and show them that there is God and through God all things are possible, then how are they going to overcome it? How are they meant to move out of it? And we spoke to them, we mingled with them. Some of them, we gave them food and bags, and we're like, this person is not homeless. Because they don't look homeless. But it's like, who are you to say they're not, or who are you to say they are? And unfortunately, them being homeless, that's their scars. That's who they are. From what I see, I don't know all their stories, but as soon as I saw them, like, that is your scars. And once they overcome it, we left messages in the back for them, and through God, we will win some for God. Imagine if they have the opportunity to stand on a pulpit and say that I was once homeless and now I am saved. And that should be our job, to reach out to the lost. Not reach out to the people who already know Christ. Because they know Christ already. We don't need to reach out to them. I don't want to reach out to them. Because I'm wasting my time. And that's why sometimes when we go to church and it's like the same people, I'm like, oh, these people already know Christ. We're missing out because we're not reaching out. We're like a box. And that's why I feel like the outsiders have box Christianity, because they all think, oh, they all look the same. They think they know God. Because we haven't reached out. It says, I bear the marks. You have to proudly bear that mark of Christ. And once you bear that mark of Christ, you will have a testimony to tell. Your scars were up. The funny thing is that you have these scars, but at the same time, it's a promotion in a way. Because once you identify it and you use it, God is promoting you. So in a way, you're the one winning. So I don't see why we hide those scars, because it is meant for us to use it for a reason. This is our testimony. Like, I've come up with this new thing. It's like, I want all of us to be a TTC. Train to go. We have to be ready to go. And that's what we're doing in this room. We're all trained to go. Go out there, reach out to the lost. So we are a TTC. We're already trained. We have the word. We've identified our scars. We need to move out. TTG, trained to go, Tori. Trained to go. We're not trained to stand. We'll be wasting our time if we come here on Sunday and we preach and we learn and we just come back again, we sit. It's like we're being selfish. Why are you keeping it all to yourself? You're meant to reach out. You're meant to take the word outside. If you're trained to go, then you should always be ready. On the train, hello, how are you? God loves you. See you later. Hello, how are you? God is with you. See you later. They'll be like, what is wrong with this girl and this boy? God is with you, but you're always catching the train. But that's it. We need people at the station. We need people at the workplaces. We need people at the cafe. Because the work is not for one person. I believe in everything, good or bad. It's working for my, it's my benefit. Like, even if it's good or bad, because I know that Christ said, Jesus said, I knew you before you were born. So when your mother had you, so meaning he knows that you're going to have a scar. He knows what you're going to go through, but he still pushed you through for a reason. Because it's like, if you knew me before I was born, why did you let me go through abuse? Girl, I let you go through that abuse for a reason. Because you need that to be able to tell the story. You need that to be able to reach out to other people. You need that to be able to reach out to The people that I can't reach out to. So we really need to identify that scars that we have. Because once you identify it, it becomes beauty. It's different. No one can touch it because you've gone through it. When you're telling the story, you know what you're talking about. When you go through something and you're sharing that story, it touches people because you know what you're talking about. If you're telling someone else's story, I know you're lying because it's not your story. Because if it's your story and you've been through it, the emotions you say, the way you say, it's different. Thomas needed to see the scars to believe it. Meaning when someone is telling me a story, sometimes I feel like, what's your proof? Where's the proof? I'm a doubting Thomas. I'm not going to lie, because I need proof to see what you're talking about. Amen?
Amen.
God made you this way for a reason. He made me tall for a reason. I don't know why. Sometimes I wish I had a bit shorter. But that's the thing. He made me tall for a reason. He made me look dark for a reason. He made you look lighter for a reason. Everything, absolutely everything happens for a reason. It doesn't make sense. Sometimes you'll be like, why me? Why me? But if you hold on, you pray, and you believe in Him, with time, you will see the benefit of it. So your scars are beneficial to you. It will identify who you are. It's like He's giving you a gift. But we don't see it, and it's fine, we don't see it, because no one will be like, how is my scars, how is that a gift? At that moment when it happened, it wasn't a gift, because you don't see the point of it. But with time, it is a gift. Through your scars, sometimes through your story, you get a job. So it's a promotion to you. If you start seeing your scars as a promotion, if you start seeing your scars as a gift, then you're winning. You're winning for Christ, and now you're there to reach out. As long as you're not selfish and keeping it to yourself. Because once you're promoted, you're supposed to help other people to get promoted too. So your scars tells a story. Your scars will identify who you are. And when you identify its beauty, I'm sure we all know Sierra. I think that's her name. She has a new song. No, it's her name. I don't know her real name, but that's her stage name. She has a song and it's called Beauty Scars. And she was doing an interview and I was listening to her. I was like, oh, what is Beauty Scars? And she was telling her story. She was engaged and she had a baby and the marriage didn't work out and now she's married again. But with that baby, like, she was going through so much that she had no one to talk to. And now she's been able to share her story and her pain and her scars, and now she's labeled it Beauty Scars. And when she was telling the interview, I was like, oh wow, like, this is powerful. Because she was sharing her story. And once people start sharing their story, no matter who they are, you feel like you feel the same, you feel in their pain. And I was like, wow, she's been through a lot. But now she's using her pain and her scars to write a music, and somehow I was listening to it, so somehow she's benefited from it. She's getting paid from it. She's using her pain to get money. And I was like, oh, this is smart. Like, we all go through pain. Why should write something too and get money out of it? Because we're so connected to feeling how people feel. Like, we have that heart that if someone is going through trials, or if someone has a story, you just feel so connected no matter who they are, like you want to help. And when she was sharing her story, I was like, wow, she's strong. And now she's bringing a song out of it. And she's labeled the whole album Beauty Scars. I was like, wow. And then I was thinking about it, I was like, can you imagine if all Christianity start thinking that way, if Christian people start thinking that way? We go through so much trials, and we're like, oh, it's the devil. Yeah, sometimes the devil comes in the way. But if we start seeing that, okay, no, this is a way that God wants to use me. This is a testimony that God is waiting for me to share. This is my way to reach out to the lost. But we don't see it that way, because at that moment when you're going through pain, you're like, why me, God? We're always like, why me, God? We never say, thank you for the pain. Thank you for the pain sounds a bit like, wait. But if we start changing our mindset and say, Father, thank you for giving me this story. Thank you for giving me that scar. Thank you. Now I know a reason why I have that scar. I have this big scar on my leg. It is so big. I'll show you because it's so big. I'm sure you can all see it. And that tells a story. And that's my story. Everyone here has something. This is back in Ghana. I was so naughty. I was going out and my mom said, don't go out there. I was like, no, go out there. And I was running and I fell. And since then, when my mom said, don't do something like that, I'm not doing it because I don't want another scar. So I already have this big one. When I was little, but now I have it. And every time I wear something sharp, it's like everyone's like, oh, what's that? I'm like, none of your business. That is my scar. You mind your own business. Because it's a scar that I was so angry because I could have easily prevented it by not going out. But I still went out because I was young. But that tells a story. And every time someone tells me, don't do that, I'm like, maybe I shouldn't because I have that scar. If I do it, something bigger might happen. Amen?
Amen.
Your scar will turn into glory. If you identify it, if you see the beauty of it, it will turn into glory. Stop trying to hide them. Because your scar will allow people to Christ. Your scar will witness to people that yes, there is God. All powerful. If he is all powerful and he kept his scars, then what are you complaining about? Embrace your scars. It has been given to you for a reason. Whatever your scar is, whatever your story is, once you identify it, it is meant to happen. Your scar is meant to promote Jesus. We always think about promotion for ourselves. Yes, it's good to have promotion for ourselves, because I mentioned it. But in the same time, it is a promotion to Jesus. Because when people are pointing out to you, saying, oh, that's the girl who used to do that. Look at her now. Look at her now. Like, look at her. God is using her. What are you doing? You're promoting God. You're promoting Jesus. You're promoting his work. You're promoting that through him all is possible. There's none like him, none compared to him. Amen?
Amen.
So believe in your scars. Believe in your story. Use them. Because there's someone who's doubting when you tell them a story. There's a doubting Thomas in our life. There's a doubting Thomas in this world. If one of the disciples was doubting it, how more of us? Remember, I bear. We need to start walking around. I bear the marks, and I'm proud of it. And what our theme for the year is go out. It says go out. It didn't say stay in. It's meant to go out and reach out to the Lord. Use your story to go out and reach out. Use your scars to go out and reach out to people that we are all different. We all come from different community, different groups of friends. So use that scars and reach out. We need to promote God. We need to show people that he is all powerful. The love that he has for us. No one in this world will love you the way Jesus loves you. And if they do, I will tell you today it's impossible. And if they do, they want something from you. Because people don't do things for no reason. Jesus is all powerful, all love. His love is beyond understanding. Even up to today, sometimes I'm like, why? And that's why I love that song so much. Jesus, you love me. Your love is too much. It has exceeded my understanding. It's too much for me. So if the love is too much, then promote his love. Let people see the love of God. we need to reach out. We need to identify that scars that scare us. We need to identify that. Use the beauty marks. Just call it beauty scars. Because your scars are beautiful. And it was given to you for a reason. And with due time, you will share a testimony that this is my scar and I'm proud of it. Like this guy with the tattoo, the pastor at Hillsong. He's proud of it. When he got it, it's like his mom was very upset. Mom was like, look at you, you've destroyed your life, look at your face, you have full tattoo. But now, he's using it, he's proud of it. He can talk to anyone. Because you know when you see, what I've learned is sometimes Christianity, like Christian people, we're a bit up to ourselves. Like we feel like we're better than other people, so we don't mingle. But this guy, and when you see sometimes the people who have scars like tattoos and piercing, the gays, the lesbians, they're nicer.
That's true.
They will approach you like, hey, how are you? And you're like, hi, I'm not supposed to talk to you, I'm a Christian. That's the sick mentality we have. The world is nicer than the Christian to us. Sometimes you'll be walking at church, you go to church, big churches with big people, you see a brother, hello, hi. Some of them won't even say hi back to you. But you see these people with tattoos and big, like I'm not labeling them, but it's easier for me to say with tattoos and big, they're like, hello, how are you? And you're like in your mind, you're like, you have a tattoo, what are you doing? Don't talk to me. But they're reaching out. They're even better than us. If we're going to be honest with ourselves, they're better than us. Because they reach out to everyone. They will say hello to anyone they meet. But with us, we're lucky. We hold the strongest weapon in the whole world. We're shy. We've cornered ourselves. We don't even want to tell people we're Christian because we feel like it's not a good scar to have. But we're so lucky. We have the biggest weapon and we're like, oh, yeah, I'm a Christian, yeah. I can't work on Sundays, but it's time and a half, so I can do some days. It's fine, God will understand. That's what we say. We need to see the value of our scars. We need to see the value, and I keep saying, we're so lucky. We're so sad that we don't see it because we're so scared of the world. Like if Muslim people can proudly say I'm a Muslim and they have space at the station to go pray. So why can't we just walk around like I'm a Christian, I can pray how I can read my Bible. I used to read my Bible on the phone because I used to get scared on the train with like the Bible. Like I don't know why, I felt a bit weird on the train reading the Bible like this. So I used to use my phone because I feel like no one would see what I'm doing. And then sometimes you meet someone who's reading the Bible and you're like, wow, I've missed the picture. Why am I, yes, the phone is there, technology is great. But this is the greatest testimony to tell. Imagine sitting on the train and just having a paper Bible in front of you. Everyone will look at you. And some people will look at you and they'll be like, oh, what is she doing? Some people will be like, oh, wow, that's the Bible. That's your way of reaching out. Reaching out doesn't mean you have to always talk to someone that, you're a sinner. No, reaching out can be so many different ways. So we need to identify our scars and reach out to the lost, reach out to the world. Because like I said, and it will always be the same, the people I can reach, you can do anything and you will never be able to reach them. The people you can reach, I can do anything and I'll never be able to reach them because that is your gift. You have a gift to reach out to that type of group. I have my gift to reach out to a different type of group. So today, see the beauty of your scars and reach out to anyone you see. Start telling people your story. But look how I'm from Ghana. Look at where I am now. If God can do it for me, He can surely do it for you. And once you tell someone that, they feel like, oh wow, they feel a connection. And that's what we need. We need connections. Because to get a job, sometimes you need a connection. It's all about connection nowadays to get up there. So use that. Connect with people. Share your story with them. And once you share that story with them, through time and process, they will reach where you are. And they will get to know God. Amen?
Amen.
Thank you.
Amen. This is such a powerful message. There's so much to take from it. So much to take from it. Identify your scars. Sometimes we are so quick to hide the scars that we have or run away from it. But when we look around the world, almost every activist, it is a result of them going through that particular problem. If someone is a female genital circumcision activist, it is because they've had it. If somebody is a gay rights activist, it's because they are part of it. If somebody is an abuse activist, it's because they have been abused. And as a result of that, they are making sure that no other person goes through what they've gone through. But unfortunately, Christians, we are sometimes so selfish that we keep to ourselves. And sometimes I don't blame us. We are the problem. Because we don't create an environment for us to be able to embrace our scars. Because if I stood here today and said that I was a criminal and God has saved me, after church, all fingers would be like, hey, so he was a criminal. All along, this man was a criminal. And now, everybody will be labeling me as a criminal and not what I am now. So next time, she or he is no longer comfortable telling us about his scar because he knows what has happened to me when I opened up. We have to create the environment for people to be able to embrace their scars. If she's going to feel comfortable telling her story, today I would have loved for her to give us a personal story, but she didn't because in her back of mind she thinks, if I tell you deeper stories, who are they going to tell next? Where is that story going to go to? We have to create an environment for ourselves where we feel so vulnerable enough to be able to share our story, knowing that this person is going to care enough. You might not do anything about it, but at least you care and listen. And it will end between us. And it will not be a talking matter. Oh, did you know that pastor said he stole money from his mother? So all along, pastor is a thief. And they'll miss the essence of the message. The message is that God has brought me from it. That is not what I am now, but I want you to know that if you are in it, if God has brought me out, He can bring you out of it. But we have to create that environment. If we're going to bring vulnerable people in, we have to create an environment that accommodates vulnerable people. A lot of Africans I've met who don't go to church. It is because Christians kick them out. You see how I'm in this? Another pastor will see me, hey, pastor, you're wearing sneakers. We have so many stereotypes that, oh, if you're going to church, you can't wear this. You have to, if you have earring, you can't go to church. Like, we kick people out of the church instead of creating an atmosphere where people can come in. Let us all embrace our scars. Identify it. Because the moment you identify it, you can then work towards embracing it. So today she's giving you the first step. Identify it. Identify it. Because that scar, sometimes it is emotional. Nobody sees it. But you are walking around with a heavy burden and nobody knows it. Somebody is being physically abused at home and she would have loved to talk to somebody. But the moment she tells you, it is her, you know that her husband beats her at home. Instead of, what can we do to help him? It becomes, hey, do you know that her husband beat her at home? She walks around feeling like she's all big, but her husband beats her. Is that how you're supposed to turn the story around? Or should it have rather been, how can we help you to get out of this? Or what solution can we provide to you and your husband? If we are going to be able to change that narrative, it is up to us. Because we have all at one point hidden our scars because of how somebody made us feel.
Yeah.
So if we are going to reach out to the lost, we must change that story. And it begins with us. If we don't make everybody feel comfortable around us, then there was no point. Because you're doing to somebody else what you have gone through. Many churches have been built on scars. A lot of ministers have left churches and they were scarred. But the funny part is, when they also grow, they also start scarring other people. And they forget that the very thing that hurts them, that makes them leave, they are now doing it to others. We must always be a constant reminder that our actions influence people and affect people around us. Let us create an atmosphere where people can embrace their scars. People can tell their stories without them thinking that, hey, where is this story going? Or who is going to hear about this thing next? Rather, let us create that atmosphere where they feel that my scar is going to be an advantage to somebody else. Paul was able to say that I bear the marks of Christ. Do we bear the mark of Christ? Or we are bearing the mark of the world? This morning, the message was too sweet. I didn't want it to end. I didn't even signal her that it's time, that it was time. I was like, keep going. Before you know it, I'll steal the title and I'll write it to prove it. Because already, there's like other 6 messages in my mind that I've already connected to it. This morning, let us rise on our feet. We want to pray just quickly and say, Lord,